Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing Best of Beauty. This is where I share with you all the best releases this year, my favorite products that I discovered that might not necessarily have released this year, but all my absolute favorite products of the year. It is my favorite video to film every single year. I am so excited for this. We're gonna jump right in because honestly, these are like 45 minutes long. So get comfy, get cozy. We're in for a treat with this one. It's my favorite year to date. It is so good. I'm in love with these products. I have a whole list front and back of everything I need to go through in this video. So we're gonna start off with primer, get right to it. I personally like to limit the categories to my absolute favorite. However, I will mention some honorable mentions in this video. So we have 4 primers, one that classifies as skincare that I was going to include for this video. However, my favorite find of the year is the MAC Hyperreal Serumizer. I also discovered the balm, and I think that's still better for those with more dry skin types, but if you're normal to oily, this is a skin balancing hydration serum. It's going to be good for balancing your skin. I find this better because it's a little bit smoother and thinner than the balm. However, I still absolutely love that and recommend it as well. So if you're looking for a fantastic primer, MAC made these to go under makeup, and truly these provide the best canvas that I've personally used for makeup. The texture of this is unlike anything I've ever experienced. It is so good. So number 1 primer is from MAC, and I have 3 honorable mentions. We have the Refi Face Primer. This is really cool because of the packaging. Adds a glow to the skin, so if you're looking for a little bit of grip, some glow, this is really nice. I love that this year. And then also the Beauty Blender Boost Firming and Smoothing Peptide Primer. I'm almost done this and I'm almost losing my voice already. If you use the Beauty Blender Skin Tint, that's my number 1 complexion product. Mentioning that here. It's not new this year because I've been using it for a while, but that's still my number 1. I will have that link below as well. However, this primer, if you use that skin tint, match made in heaven. Check that out. So I had to mention that just because of my use. And then for a moisturizer, Charlotte Tilbury actually did a new version of their Magic Cream this year, which was super exciting for me. So this is the Magic Water Cream, and I didn't think it would get better than the Magic Cream. However, this one has a little bit of a thinner texture to it, and I find it gives a glass-like skin. It is just more radiant. I think there might be some hyaluronic acid in here. Anyways, it's a gel cream moisturizer, which I don't typically like gel creams, but I love this. I actually like it more. I don't use it just for moisturizer though. I always use Magic Cream as a primer, though it is a great moisturizer as well. But my absolute favorite is the one from MAC. But I'll have all of the products listed below under their category for easy shopping in case one of them appeals to you more. I pulled 6 foundations and skin tints for this video. Still, my number 1 is the Beauty Blender, as I already mentioned. However, there were some new launches and products that I discovered this year. And one that I've actually gone through a complete one this year is the Makeup by Mario. And I love this because of the color. It is so good. I use 12O, which is a perfect olive. It doesn't pull too warm or too neutral for this one. It's really well done, and I highly recommend it. I actually did a full top 10 foundation recently if you want to check it out. But for this year launches, it made it into my favorites. However, my absolute favorite product that I discovered this year for complexion is the Tom Ford Stick Foundation. And you guys told me on my foundation video that this is getting discontinued. Someone also said it could be getting reformulated. Regardless, that's not a good thing to me, whether it's discontinued or reformulated, because I'm wearing it on my skin right now and I am obsessed with this stick foundation. It's the best one on the market, so for them to do anything like that to this foundation genuinely makes me upset. However, I do have a drugstore option that I've compared them side by side that I feel like is a good option if you really like the Tom Ford. I've been really enjoying this one too. I just think it's a little bit more matte than the Tom Ford. However, I do set Tom Ford with powder, so I kind of get the similar effect anyways when I use this. And this is from Wet n Wild, and it's their Photo Focus Stick Foundation. It looks basically the same as the Tom Ford, however, this is more matte. So I just wanted to let you know in case you wanted an alternative option to the Tom Ford, or maybe that one was too dewy for you, because I know it looks a little bit more radiant on my skin, the Tom Ford. The Wet n Wild is actually a little bit more perfecting just because it is a drier consistency, but I feel like you can get to the Tom Ford if you moisturize really well. and it's super cheap. It's like under $10. Wet n Wild better not discontinue that either, because that is my option to you if you are worried about the Tom Ford being discontinued. I'm hoping not. It just better not happen. That's all I can say. And then there was a new foundation release this year from MAC. It's their serum powered foundation. MAC really for me this year, there were so many good launches, and I love this because this is the most radiant and most natural looking product I've personally used. It looks like model skin. That's the best way to describe this. It is gorgeous. I use shade NC27, which I've never used in a MAC foundation. So I do find MAC foundations specifically to be a little bit hard to match myself, even though they have an extensive range. It's just their undertones for me is just never perfect, but this was the best one that I could find. And check out my full video on that because model skin, it's like the best way to describe it. It looks so stunning on. It literally blends itself on the skin and it's so good. And then a couple other serums and skin tints that I discovered this year or launched. We have the Danessa Myricks Beauty Yummy Skin and then the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint, which I really like. I like the Maybelline one because it reminds me of the Makeup by Mario, just in a skin tint sort of version, and it has that similar sort of mica glow to it. They look very similar on my skin, so this is a drugstore alternative as well to that Makeup by Mario one if you were enjoying that one. I have some really good drugstore alternatives. And then for just a regular skin tint, I feel like this one is so beautiful on the skin and deserves more love. It's from Danessa Myricks Beauty, and it's the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. I have shade 5, which is a little on the light side for me, but I still like it and I have been using it, and it's one that I would recommend if you need something more hydrating and very natural on the skin. It was the year of concealer to me. So many concealers launched. I did a whole video on those too, and I know everyone's gonna have the Natasha Denona in their video. However, I don't have it in mine. Actually, I have 3 concealers that I want to mention in this video that I thought were the best this year. They include the Tower 28 Serum Concealer, the thinnest, most beautiful finish in a concealer. It is so amazing. I find myself actually reaching for this a little bit more as of lately in the winter, though my favorite one for formula is the Makeup by Mario. And this one is a self-setting. It can be on the drier side. However, I love the lifting effect, and even after I remove my makeup, this does something for my skin. Like my eyes just look better when I use this concealer. It's some sort of magic in it that just works for me. However, I would probably recommend the Tower 28 to more people just because it is on the more hydrating side, and I feel like a lot of people have issue with dryness underneath their eyes. If you don't, the Makeup by Mario is self-setting and just such a stunning concealer for adding that lift to the under eye area. And then one that I recently discovered is the Dior Forever Skin Correct, which I'm actually wearing underneath my eyes today. And I just think it's such a beautiful concealer, whether it's under my eyes or if I'm going to use a little bit on points of my face and blend it out and wear this as a foundation. It is so good for that too. I have the shade 2WO and it's such a perfect shade match for me. So this is really great for just quick makeup days and I've been really enjoying it. So I wanted to include it into my best of, even though this is kind of a later in the year discovery for me, I just really been enjoying it. I think I only need to let you know about one powder this year. And this one also was discovered later on in the year because of Babs Beauty. She told me that this was more smoothing than Huda Beauty, and I'm just like, wait a minute, I need to try that out because I love that powder, and if it can be smoother than that, if my pores and my texture can just not be visible, that would be great. And I tried this out and I agree with her. It is the best powder I've ever used for smoothing my skin. Incredible. I'm wearing it on my skin today with the Tom Ford, and this is the Lunar Beauty Powder. I have the shade Translucent Light, and it's called the Luniversal Setting Powder. They also have a pink one, which I really want to pick up as well. And Babs does have a code if you're going to be shopping on Lunar Beauty for saving 10%. I'll leave it down below for you guys, but my favorite powder of the year too. I know she's gonna mention this, but she got me hooked. It is that good. There is a little bit of kaolin clay in it, so that helps with those who have more oily skin. So if you're super, super dry, I would say avoid this, but I'm normal leaning dry and I still find it amazing. So it's only for those who might have very dry skin that I feel like it could cling a little bit, but I feel like so does Huda Beauty when I'm very, very dry. So I love this, highly recommend. Only powder I'm going to mention this year. My favorite bronzer that I discovered this year is from Give Beauty. And this one actually shocked me because rarely for me do I pick up something other than MAC Give Me Sun because that's my favorite. However, this one is really nice. It's the cream though that sets this apart. It's a really nice cream. I have the shade Toastin, which is for light skin, and normally I go for the medium category. However, this one I do feel like works for me. I'm wearing the cream and the powder today on my skin, and I love the warmth that the bronzer gives. The shade actually reminds me of Give Me Sun. I just like the formula better for the powder for Give Me Sun, but if I were to pick a cream, this is what I would pick this year. I just think it's super flattering. The formula is really easy to blend and go on top of a fully set face. Just really user friendly. I just wish the compact was all that cream because I still love the powder. I just use the cream more. And just from use, I also just wanted to mention this as an honorable mention. It's my LYS cream bronzer stick, and these seem to always be out of stock, but I use the medium shade in this, and I love it for giving a cream bronzy contour sort of look to the skin. Kind of works as both for me because I don't find it overly cool, but if you have an olive undertone and are looking for the perfect contour bronze, this color is for you. It is absolutely stunning, and it just works for that kind of tone because you can kind of see the olive undertone in this bronzer. It's just so perfect, and I love the packaging, everything about LYS. They're well priced on Sephora too. They're just such a good brand. I love them so much. So I had to mention them in this video too. My blush category is concerning. As of lately, I've been really in love with this one particular blush, and it's from Dior. It is in the shade Rosewood. I'm wearing it today. I just love this for the season we're in. I think that's why I'm gravitating towards this so much. I just think it's the perfect rosy color. However, over the course of the year, I've been gravitating to different ones depending on the season because these have such different formulas that I'm going to mention. So I'm going to try and go over these quick. The one that's closest to the Dior Rosewood is from Too Faced, and it's a powder blush. It's a blurring blush. This one also very rosy and beautiful, and I've just fallen in love with this particular formula. I also really love the packaging. And then for the summer, I have a couple blushes that I was using. I was using the Danessa Myricks Beauty in Bellini. This one is just so beautiful if you want a peach to the skin. I just think it's super flattering with a tan. And then also if you want that kind of sunburnt look to the skin, the Sun Kiss from Nude Sticks, which is classified as one of their bronzers, but I use it as a blush. And it's just so beautiful for that natural kind of flush to the skin, if that's what you're looking for, if you're similar to my skin tone. And then we had some sheer blushes that I have from Makeup by Mario that were just a really nice addition to add some glow to the skin, but also a sheer wash of color. And that's what I use these for, and that's their soft pop plumping blush veils. So if I just want a little bit of blush and that juicy looking skin, these are what I'm reaching for. I have 3 of them. Some of my most used blushes are still from Rare Beauty, and I have Bliss and Hope I wanted to mention in this video. I actually use Bliss as a lip product as well, but Hope is just such a stunning color. I always said I'd never finish these, but I'm going through Bliss quite fast, only because I'm using that as a lip color as well. But these are so beautiful if you want some pigment, and they can go on top of a fully set face. They have 2 finishes, different colors in the Rare Beauty, and just a really good bang for your buck if you're gonna buy those. And then for my last powder products, I have a loose one that I recently fell in love with. It's from Givenchy. It's their Prism Libra blush. These are really popular right now. So it has 4 quadrants, and this is the coral one. So 4 different kinds of coral. You can mix together. It gives a glow to the skin. My preference typically isn't for a loose blush, but I make an exception for this because how it looks like on the skin, it gives that glow. Though I do still think loose blushes are a little bit tricky to use because they can go a little bit patchy, but for that one, I make an exception. Had to mention it because I do love it. So happy I bought it. And then still, my favorite blush formula ever are these Haus Labs ones. So I had to mention them again here. And unfortunately, they are limited edition, and I heard that Lady Gaga just wanted to redo the packaging, I feel like, because she didn't like the silver. I'm not sure. I'm assuming these will eventually come back, but because I love it so much, like the Tom Ford, are we going to discontinue it? Because unfortunately, that's what happens to the makeup products that I absolutely love. So hopefully that's not the case. They're just doing like a repackage sort of situation. crossing my fingers for that. But those are the blushes that I've been loving. I had to mention all of them because all the formulas I've used at different points throughout the year. And just because I'm really on one specific color, the rosy colors right now, doesn't mean that I don't like the other ones. All of them are beautiful. All of them I recommend. I couldn't limit it down. For highlight, blush, and bronzer though, I need to mention this, and it's the Leopard palette from Hourglass. And I love it for those. I don't use this so much. I do use it to tone down the highlight, but I love the formulations in here. The bronzer gives a glow to the skin if I want a more glowy bronzer. The highlight, you can make it super intense, which I love, but it's also skin-like, and the blushes just are super flattering. They're so nice, the formula of them. I just think this is such a well-done palette, and I dip into it most days, honestly, this palette, so I had to mention it for that reason. It's just one of those easy, everyday products that I reach for, and I can do a multitude of my steps just with the one palette. And then for highlight specifically, there's nothing really new. I've been using my Rare Beauty Exhilarate highlighter. It's one of my faves, and then recently got back into Cookie from Benefit at the end of the year just because I think it's perfect, again, seasonally, and having a more pink look. I've been actually reaching for a more pink tone highlighter. This is more pink champagne, and this is more like a gold champagne, if you can kind of see the difference there. I like both, had to mention both. Two formulas, super stunning, but nothing new for the year for highlight for me, unless you count that Hourglass palette, because that highlight is new to me and I love it. Eyeshadow palettes, I have a bunch I'm going to mention. However, I do have a #1 favorite, which I will save for last, and some really good runner-ups. Laura Lee Los Angeles and Lunar Beauty came out with a collab, and I haven't dipped into this as much as I was hoping. However, I love the formula of this still and had to mention. The formula is so good that it deserves a mention, so I wanted to quickly mention that one. And then these all look the same. Can you spot the Makeup by Mario? Because it's, well, I guess you can because I just showed you. Anyways, the Makeup by Mario one is right here. It has more colors than the Kylie Cosmetics ones, which I'm going to show, but I do feel like the Kylie ones, the mattes, I might actually like a little bit more, but they do have less. And I like that this one you can go a little bit cooler. So I've been really enjoying the Kylie Cosmetics matte palette that I just got this year. Initially had her bronze palette and I used it all the time. I didn't dip into the shimmers as much. I love the mattes. I love a all matte palette, as you will see for my #1. I was using the Makeup by Mario one a lot, and then I discovered the Kylie Cosmetics this year and really love those. And then a palette that I feel like a lot of you are gonna guess that was gonna be in this Best of Beauty is the Too Faced Italian Spritz. And this is my most used palette of the year. It is so gorgeous. It was unfortunately limited edition, but shockingly, with all the colors that you can get in here, I used it so much, and I love how warm this can go. You can get the most beautiful looks with this palette. I just love it so much. I wish it wasn't limited edition, but this was my most used palette of the year. However, quickly coming up to being most used is my #1, and you'll see. And this is going to be hard to show you my #2 palette of the year. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a New palette because mine busted, unfortunately. It was kind of loose when I got it, but I just never contacted them, unfortunately. This might be as good as it gets, but I'm wearing this on my eyes today, and it's such a beautiful everyday sort of nude palette that leans more neutral. It does have a little bit of warmth in it, but I just love the color story that Natasha did with this palette. I know this is going to be in a lot of people's best of, but such a good launch this year. And then my #1 is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3. I've created my favorite eyeshadow looks of the year with this palette, and this is my most used as of now because these are all my tones. Like, all these tones are my tones. I love the more warm tones, which aren't too warm but warm enough, and then this cool tone row. I have just been into the cool tones this year. It was a cool tone year for me. I love this row so much. I just hope that Patrick Ta does a whole cool tone eyeshadow palette next. I would honestly love that so much if he did some cool shimmers in it too. This has been my favorite palette of the year. I'm sure a lot of you could guess that just because of how much I've been using it. Every video that you see of a makeup look, it's like, what are you wearing on your eyes? I'm wearing the Patrick Ta 3 in 90% of my videos. Mascara. How do I say it? Mascara? I say it wrong. Do I have to swear to say the word mascara? Can I just say mascara, or do I have to say mas? My number one mascara of the year is the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. I love this so much. It is so good. This is old. I need a new one. I was just going to empty this. It has a scoop brush to it, but this gives such good volume and actually fans out my lashes. It puts them in the sort of shape that I love for my eyes, because mine eyes can naturally droop a little down, so this kind of gives that little lift with just the mascara and not having to do like some liner or anything like that. So I love this for my eye shape. I just think it's perfect and has the best wear. So this was my number one, but I do have some honorable mentions. My favorite drugstore ever still, I just got to back up because I have a million open mascaras. I don't want to open this yet, is the L'Oreal Telescopic. So I have her ready to be used. The YSL Lash Clash, I have loved. This is if I need something locked on my lashes. This doesn't claim to be waterproof, but on me, this is even more than waterproof. This is just like bulletproof. I don't know what's going on with this formula, but it's locked on my lashes. So love that for volume and length and wear. It is amazing. And then recently I've discovered these two. I'm not typically a mascara primer type of person. However, I've been really enjoying this one. It's from Too Faced. It's their Better Than Sex Foreplay. And I've been using it in combination with the Hourglass, which you guys have been telling me is a fiber one. And this is the Unlocked Instant Extensions Mascara. I've never seen my lashes longer than when I use this. So if I strictly want length, this one all day, every day. And if I want to add a little bit of volume, I've been adding that primer, and I've just been loving this combo. So I wanted to mention it here, but it's a newer combo. So that's why I still have to say my number one is Benefit, but I have been loving all those mascaras. For false lashes, I have three to mention. I'm going to start with probably one that you're going to guess because it's most recent. I've been using it so much. It's from the drugstore. It's the Ardell 858 lashes. I'm wearing those stacked with another lash that I'm going to talk about, but I've just been loving these to cut up and use just like segments of these lashes, and they're really affordable. For strip lash, which I'm wearing today, I have the Day Club lashes from BK Beauty and Risa Does Makeup. I loved that collaboration. And then lash that I need to repurchase, that's my favorite half lash, is the Angela Bright Lash and Flirt. It is so beautiful. I mentioned it in my mid-year favorites, if you remember that, and they are so stunning. So I got to get more of these. I actually have to stock up on all my lashes because these are the last of what I have. And then for brows, I discovered a new brow pencil, specifically the color of it that I've been really loving, and I actually have to buy a new one because I ran out of it for this video. It is the Patrick Ta Medium Brown. His Major Brow. I'm wearing that in my eyebrows today. I think it's the perfect color match for my hair that I've personally found. So I love that pencil and I need a new one, but that is my number one brow pencil. There were two brow gels this year that I wanted to mention. So we have the Sephora Shape and Set Clear Brow Gel, which I'm wearing in my eyebrows today. This one's as close to water without actually being water and having some stick to it, and doesn't leave any sort of residue or anything. It's just super thin. And that's what I love about this, is how thin it is, but effective. It's the most thin, effective eyebrow gel I personally found. And then also from Rare Beauty, which they have marketed this as limited edition, which I have no idea why, considering this is literally one of my favorite things that Rare Beauty has done. And it is for the brows, and this one gives a really beautiful lamination. It is a little bit thicker of a formula. You can actually see it on the brush. But it's not as thin as the Sephora collection, but it's really good if you need your brows locked down. Like, it is stuck down lamination if you need that sort of grip to your eyebrows. So that is all for brows. I already mentioned lashes. Do we get to flip the page now? For the face, for setting the face. Let's all say this together now. It's the Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. It took the place of my Charlotte Tilbury. Do I still like and use Charlotte Tilbury? Absolutely. I love it. It's so good. However, this one just works for me better. So that's why I love it. I discovered it this year. It's clean, hydrating, long wearing. It does everything that I want. I'm almost done this, but I purchased a backup because they had a Cali Ray set on sale. I hope it still is on sale, but I posted it on my community tab, and I know so many of you bought it because I bought it. It was super discounted. And this will make your makeup surf proof. Like, there's nothing like this, even more than Charlotte Tilbury for me. This works, but it's a little bit more natural looking on the skin and it feels a little bit better. So that's why I lean towards this if you want to know the difference. However, Charlotte Tilbury is still amazing. I just like this one the most and highly, highly recommend. #1 setting spray ever, and I discovered it this year. My lip category is just so overwhelming. I don't even know what to do with that. I'm going to save my lips for the end only because it literally is most of the video, I feel like. I was on this lip combo, lip discovery, and normally lips aren't my thing. Like, it's an afterthought for me. Like, I throw on some lip balm and that completes the look to me, but lips have really started completing a look for me. So I'm gonna save that category actually till the end because I just have so much stuff to go over. So I'm gonna go to my brushes, and these 4 brushes for me have just been everything this year. We have the Makeup by Mario F4. You can't even read what it is because it has worn off. This is my perfect foundation brush because it has a brush like my BK Beauty 109, which I'm also mentioning, but it also has this other end to pick up any excess, or I can do powder with it too. I just usually use both of these for foundation, and just it gives me the most seamless blend. So love that. And if I'm using any sort of cream blush, cream bronzer, I can use this for foundation, even concealer. Any cream you want to use, liquid, cream, whatever, BK Beauty 109 is a staple in my collection. I have a million of these brushes, and actually have some clean ones because I just cleaned my brushes. So that's nice. These are all clean, except for this one. I used this today. So we have the Patrick Ta, and this is the For Face 3. It's kind of similar in the design to my F4, however, it's just made bigger and it's not as dense. So I really like this for cream products as well. It just kind of depends on what I'm reaching for. The Makeup by Mario I typically use for foundation, and this one is for bronzer, blush, whatever. I can also put on powder with it, so any of my dual compacts that have both a cream and a powder, it's just really convenient for. And dual-ended brushes, I personally can get my makeup done faster. I love them. I store them in my desk laying down. I love dual-ended brushes. I didn't discover this year, but I've just been using it so much. It's the Hourglass Veil Brush Powder Brush, and I get my makeup done so fast with this. I can also use it for bronzer, blush, whatever, any sort of powders I'm using this brush for, and I'm just getting my face done in record time with my dual-ended brushes. I love them so much. Big thing for me this year was the discovery of Korean skincare, specifically sunscreen. Changed the game for me. It is my most used favorite. It works for me, has high coverage, 50+. It is thin, it goes on clear. You don't have to worry about a white cast. It is hydrating. It's amazing. It's good for my sensitive skin. I don't break out from it. Thank you, Korean skincare. This is from Beauty of Joseon. It's the Relief Sun Rice Plus Probiotics SPF 50+. My go-to. I've gone through several bottles of this now. It's my favorite one. I've tried others. I'm going back to this. This is my go-to. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. 2 other Korean skincare products that I've fallen in love with this year. This is the Etude House 2x Barrier Intensive Cream. This is a dupe, I feel, for the La Roche-Posay one, and I really love this. It's mild. It's good for sensitive skin. It also is very intensive, as in the name, and it's just really hydrating. So if you need that kind of barrier cream for your skin, that's a great one to check out. And then also, I really love this, and this is kind of acting similarly to one of my really expensive products that I'm going to mention to you. So this is the COSRX Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. I know a lot of people have talked about this, but this is really good for my texture and just keeping my skin super soft, hydrated, my texture at bay, basically everything my Lancome was doing for me, which was one of my favorite products I've ever discovered for my skin. It is a 3-in-1, 3 serums in one. We have hyaluronic acid, C+ niacinamide, and ferulic acid in this. It comes out in a 3 dispenser. This is my go-to serum. I love it because it's a 3-in-1 and I don't have to mess around with anything else, and it's so effective. I saw a change in my skin the night after using this. I love it. I repurchased it. It's expensive, but it works. It works for my skin. My skin loves it. I cannot be without it. I love it so much. Then for keeping my texture at bay as well, for large pores or anything like that, I use a liquid exfoliant, and this is from Paula's Choice. It's their Exfoliate 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this, but this truly does wonders for my skin. I personally only need to use it once a week. I know some people use it more, but for me, I don't need to use it that often. My skin doesn't need to be exfoliated that often. And then for oil, I love this from Drunk Elephant. There's more affordable ones you can definitely get on the market, but I just love this one for me because of the glow it gives the skin. And it's the Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. I use this also when I'm dermaplaning my face, so just to provide a barrier. And this one's really good to layer on top of any of my moisturizers as well when I really want a drink of hydration, lock everything in. It's just my go-to facial oil, and I've repurchased it many, many times. For hair, there was only one new discovery this year, I feel, for me. Even though I was trying like a bunch of different hair stuff for whatever reason. This is the Color Wow Pop and Lock High Gloss Finish Frizz Control plus UV Protectant. And this is kind of like a serum that has some shimmer in it. It's really good when my hair is actually wet before I blow dry my hair. I've been using this. So this is really nice. Also, I recently saw, I think it's Chris Appleton. He used this to create that wet look in the hair. I really want to try that. So I'm going to use this serum probably for like a trying new makeup and show you guys a wet look that he used with this specific serum. It looks so stunning. I love that for how glossy it makes the hair without weighing it down. It's just such a beautiful formula. Plus it has heat protectant in it. So if I'm going to straighten my hair, I personally love using something like that. But I don't have any shine products in my hair right now. My hair is just living its best life. It's growing so fast. Genuinely, my hair is the healthiest it's ever been, and I bleach it now. So I don't know what's going on. It's loving the bleached life, I guess. That's probably the biggest change. I've just gradually gone lighter. I'm finally at a point where I feel like I'm just keeping it the color, not going lighter or darker. It just kind of is what it is right now. I'm just kind of maintaining it at this point. Number one fragrance that I've used this year is the Sol de Janeiro 40. This isn't new to this year. However, everything that I use smells like this. My body wash, my deodorant, everything is in 40. It is my number one. I was just going to leave it there, but there was 4 things I discovered this year that I wanted to mention in this video. So Ariana Grande came out with a more tropical version of Cloud. This is the Pink Cloud, and I love the pineapple note that you get right off the bat from this. However, I don't find this last that long on me, but I still love it. And I still recommend the Intense if you're going to get a Cloud, but I love the addition of that fruity note to it. Also, Letta came out with a new fragrance. They have the 18 Vanilla Nera. I've also been using this a ton. I feel like this is seasonal for me though. I can't see myself using this past winter, but I'll definitely be getting so much more use until the spring with that one. Then Paul Reacts came out with a collab with Okja, and it's Miss Girl. And this is a combination of Baccarat Rouge 540 plus Tom Ford Lost Cherry. I don't even need to say anything. Just imagine those two combined and you get this. It is so good. I love Okja. They do the best dupes on the market. Okja does. Incredible. If you've not checked them out, definitely do so. If there's some niche high-end fragrances you've been wanting to purchase, go Okja. I've smelt the originals. I've smelt Okja. Okja nails it. They're amazing. But this has been such a good fragrance. Something that I've actually did with those fragrances was mix them. So now I have it all together in one. It's such a great one. Love that from Paul Reacts. And then also, I finally got Dior Hypnotic Poison. And you guys have been telling me I would love this for years. So this was finally the year that I decided to pick it up. I love Cola scents. Oh my goodness, you guys have created a monster in this. I love it so much. What have you done to me? This smells incredible. I feel like this is soon to be in my top 10. I recently filmed that video, but honestly, that fragrance to me, that cola note, wow. It is something special. It is sweet done right. It is so good. Thank you guys for finally convincing me to get it. And last but certainly not least, my lip category. Get ready. We're gonna be here for 10 more minutes probably. Hopefully only that much. Let me organize this first. I feel like this whole section is gonna be my top lip category video all in one. So if you have been waiting for my lip category video, this year for me, for discovering lip products, was the year. It was a lip year for me. It was the year of lip liner for me, apparently, because I have to mention all of these. So I discovered another shade in the Anastasia lip pencils, which you already know Cool Brown is like my favorite lip pencil ever. I discovered Auburn and I'm using that today. I love it. It is a reddish brown, which I paired with a pink, which I think is super pretty. I love my combo today. So that formula is great if you like wooden pencils. I love how it's like a square. These are just so satisfying to me. And if you like MAC lip pencils as well, I feel like it's kind of a similar formula, but maybe a little bit more creamy, which I love. And then for affordable, we have these ones from Sephora collection. And I have been in love with the shade Rose Wine. I do have Hot Sauce too, but I feel like both of them are fairly close. You don't really need both. Honestly, I want to check out more shades, but Rose Wine has been my absolute favorite. Super creamy, nice and long wearing. And then for a plumping option, this one from Too Faced, and these don't get enough love, but these are intense. So I can see if some people don't like it. This is the shade In Big Truffle. If you want plumping to your lips with a lip pencil, this is it. It will give you the plumpest, most juiciest looking lips just by lining them. It is incredible. And then I really fell in love with the Makeup Forever Artist Lip Pencils this year. You can use them as eyeliners as well. Some of the shades you can't, but most of the shades you actually can use as eyeliners as well. And these ones are really nice. I have a bunch of the really popular colors. I actually just ordered another one coming my way because I love these. So I have Anywhere Caffeine, Endless Cacao, and Wherever Walnut, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. They're very natural looking, and what I love about this formula is I think it looks really good put all over my lips. So I'll actually wear these alone just as my all over lip color. They kind of look the same when you look at them here, but I will swatch them for you so you can see the differences. And then the Refi lip liners. I have Fawn, which I use all the time. It is one of my most used. And then I recently got the red lip kit, and I have the red liner here as well because I just wanted to mention that kit again because I love it for a glossy red lip, and I never thought I would be a glossy red lip person because I always thought it would be messy. It's not as flattering, but this has turned me to a glossy lip lover, and I had to mention the Refi lip liners. They're so good. Then for a lip stain, which again, I never thought I would say I like, but I like this one from Benefit. It's their Flora Tint one, and it's a rosy lip stain. I've used this many times on my channel, but I love this just to add some color to my lips because my lips naturally don't have a lot of color. I'm sure you guys have seen in my tutorials, but they're just very much no color to my lips. So that kind of helps bring some color to the lip, and when my lip product wears off, at least I have some stains so it doesn't just look like a weird line around my mouth. And then these YSL products I fell in love with, the Candy Glazes and just their regular Rouge Volupte in 162. Such a pretty pink, super glossy, perfect everyday pink color for me. And then the Candy Glaze in 02. If you want gloss in a stick, in a lipstick sort of form, this is what it is. It's so glossy, so beautiful. It's a light pink shade, number 2. However, it pretty much is clear, but it is the most beautiful topper. If you just want to wear a lip liner in this, I think it looks good with just this gloss. And then 2 lipsticks that I discovered this year that were so amazing. This one got really popular. It's the lipstick from MAC, and the shade name is Thanks, It's MAC. I always get questions, even after I say it, what's the name of the lipstick? It's Thanks, It's MAC. It's a luster glass. I did a dedicated short on this, but this is like a very cool, icy kind of pink. It actually has some silver sparkle to it, but it's so pretty, and it has that luster glass finish, so it does give a little bit of shine to the lips. This I do need to pair with some deeper lip liners for it to be a little bit more flattering on my lips. Then this lipstick from L'Oreal, I had to wipe it off because I'm wearing it on top of my combo today. It's just a really beautiful everyday, also pinky nude, and this is in the shade Ferris Nude. It's super hydrating, has a glow to it, so it's not like a flat color. It just is really beautiful. If you're looking for an affordable nude lipstick, Ferris Nude, so pretty. Works with like all those lip liners that I mentioned. And then for a liquid lipstick, I'm wearing this on my lips today. It's from L'Oreal, and this is so long wearing, also smoothing, and the color is Tropical Vacay. These are the L'Oreal Infallible. I'll have the name below. I think they're like matte resistance. It doesn't actually say, I'm trying to remember. But it's in the shade Tropical Vacay. It's so pretty if you want something long wearing that won't destroy your lips and has a smoothing effect to the lips. It's a really pretty formula. And then for gloss, I'm going to start off with my favorite balm gloss. This is so shiny and I discovered it at the end of the year. It's from Nude Sticks and this one is my favorite one. It's called Candy Kiss and this gives the most glossy look to the lips and this has a sweet mint scent to it. It's so perfect. Literally my favorite gloss balm there is on the market because it is so shiny. Color is perfect for me. I can use it on any of my lip combos. If I want that extra shine, I'm reaching for this. These ones are a close second in shine, but the Nude Sticks, honestly, for me, are the most shiny. And these are from Refi. I have 3 tinted glosses, the red that came in the kit, and then I have blush and fawn. I use these all the time, too. And then also, I rediscovered Buxom lip glosses. I have the shade Dolly, which I used all year. Last but not least, I have the shade Watermelon from City Lips, which was my go-to over the summer. It's such a beautiful pink shade, perfect on its own because this has pigment. The color you see in the tube is the color you're getting on your lips. It is gorgeous. It does have a plump to it, however, you don't feel it on your lips like the Too Faced ones or anything like that. It's very comfortable, so that's why I like it. That was the last thing I believe I was going to mention. I told you my lip category was so long, but that is all my favorites for 2023. I cannot believe this year is over. I cannot believe how many great products launched this year, and I'm so excited for next year to see what's to come. I love makeup. I love trying things, and I love finding the best of the best for you guys, and this is all the best makeup I tried this year. It is so good. I'm so happy with this video. I'm so happy with these products, and I hope you find something that you love in this video, and if there's anything you think I'm missing, leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to know. So thank you guys so much for all your support this year. Thanks for watching. If you have not already, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell to be notified of all my future videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one.